Look like we live, fellas.
Yeah, we are. If we just give everybody a few seconds, we should be good to go.
Thurman, you reminded me I need to go get my glasses.
Hey man, for this little old right in here, dude, I had to have them.
All right, Damon, it's on you, man.
All right. First and foremost, we want to thank all the guys for coming in. We want to thank the community for coming in. The purpose of this uh, interview or conversation more so tonight is if anybody's not aware, uh, Coach Charles Smith from Peabody was officially nominated to the James Naismith National Basketball Hall of Fame earlier today. So, first and foremost, we want to congratulate Coach Smith, congratulate all the players, student athletes, teachers, administration, staff, everybody that's participated in his legendary career and help him get to where he get, which is uh, to be a coach or be involved in any sport to make it to that sports top Hall of Fame. I mean, there's not too many people can say that. So first and foremost, congratulate Coach Smith on that. But we got some of his old players here tonight with us, and the purpose of that was for these guys to kind of come on, tell us about their experiences playing with Coach Smith. We know we in between the Final Four games, so the idea was to kind of just get these guys on in between that time frame to just give you guys an idea of what it was like for these gentlemen to be a part of Coach Smith and his Hall of Fame career. So the first thing we want to do, guys, I guess we can. One of you gentlemen were asking about a raise your hand button. We don't really have that, but I guess we can kind of go in order and just introduce ourselves and what year or years you played for Coach Smith, and if you were on the state championship team that he coached, what year y'all won the state, and if you can remember what was your record that year. So, go ahead, guys.
So
Coach,
since
we'll start with you.
I don't
Who we start with?
Hey, yeah, Coach Knox, you.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Hey, Coach Knox or Greg Knox. I played for Coach Smith from '88 to '92. I am one of three guys on this panel that was on Coach Smith's first state championship as a head coach, and that was in '91. Fellas, give me right. I think we were 32-4 that year.
32-4.
32-4. Yeah. And that was in '91. And we won Coach Smith's first state championship.
So I'm Travis Shear. I also played with Coach Knox from '87 to '91. Our record, like Coach Knox said, was 32-4. What was unique about our record was we didn't win any tournaments. The only tournament we won was the one that counted, which is the state tournament. We were the first team. We were the first team to travel to go outside of the state and play as well. And we recognize ourselves as the foundation.
Right. So you guys were the part of the first championship that started to create the legend. So we thank you guys for that. Next, gentleman.
Michael, you go for it.
Yes, sir. Michael Williams. I played for Coach Smith from 1997 to 2000, and we won the first championship in year 2000.
2000. Go for it, Thurman.
Oh, Thurman Miller. I played for Coach Smith from 1990 through 94. I'm also a member of the 91 state championship team as a freshman. And after that, of course, I played 4 years after that.
Oh yeah, and I did want to comment. I forgot the record. I forgot to say it, but our record was 34-3.
34-3. All right. All right. How about you?
Okay.
We
Who
missing
else
one
is
person down here in the
there?
bottom over here.
There's one more person
Mr.
Oh,
missing.
Higgins.
it's Dre, it's Dre Higgins. I played for Coach Smith from 2002 to 2005. We won the state championship in 2004, 41-0. The best team ever come through Peabody. And then I know Knox up there laughing, but
I had to beg to differ, so I,
You
I
we
didn't.
finished
decide.
number five. We finished number 5 in the country that year, and I was one of the only. I was the junior on the team, and I went on my senior year and played college ball.
Hey Trey.
Yes.
Hey Trey. Travis looked at you kind of hard, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question for you guys. It was gonna be twofold. Were any of you guys? I was waiting to hear somebody say that they were on one of those undefeated teams, and then I was going to ask also, out of all you guys and your teams, which team would you say was the best team in you guys' opinion that ever came through Peabody? What year? But I see we already got some guys already claiming that spot, so
Yep.
I think everybody gonna say that their team was the best. Which, if you're an athlete, which all of you guys are, I would say the same thing, regardless of the record. Y'all didn't play the team we played the year y'all won, so we won and y'all won. So that's how I would look at it. But on that 41-0 team, I wanted to ask you a particular question. What was that experience like to be on a team? I mean, that's almost impossible to go. I mean, it rarely happened. Peabody has done it a couple times, but what was it like to be on the 41-0 team?
Man, it was an experience because we started the year off not knowing what to expect. The year before we had lost, we was the number 1 team in the state going into the state championship. I mean, the state tournament, and we lost to St. Thomas More in the semifinals. So we knew we had a veteran team coming back with some seniors. Like I was telling you earlier, I was a lone junior that was starting. So going into, at the time, they had an association prep tournament down in Lake Charles. And we went down and won that tournament. And that's what kind of got us on the radar from a national exposure standpoint. And from that point on, we kind of kept the wheels rolling. And we went on to win a few other big tournaments. And from that point on, everybody was gunning for us. We had one close call that season. We played at Schumer, and I believe it was the Washington Marin tournament. And it kind of held the ball on us in a sense. They was holding the ball. It was a low-scoring game. And we actually almost lost that game, but John Ford, he's on Coach Smith coaching staff right now. He made a big 3 to send us into overtime. We won that game in overtime. But it was one of those games where they just pretty much held the ball the entire time. But the one thing I can recall and remember from that season was the gym was hella packed every game. It was almost sellout crowds almost every game. And that's one of the biggest things that I remember from that year is like every game was a big crowd. Everybody was there to beat us. Pineville, Taugas, all those schools there, they knew they wasn't coming to win, but everybody came and showed out just to see, what we were going to do. So, but that's the biggest thing I can remember from the year.
Now, if it makes any difference, I will tell all of you guys. I talked to Coach Smith. We interviewed Coach Smith when I was down there, and he told me. I asked him, what was there any particular teams that stood out to him? and he said his first championship, which you guys, everybody on here, we have a few of you guys on there, and he said it's 241 and old teams. So to him,
Competition was weak that year. Competition with Louisiana was weak that year.
neither one of you was more special than the other one. I heard that out of his mouth himself. So just to let you guys know. But for you guys on that first year team, you know, when you say you didn't win any tournaments, did you guys, I mean, you won the one that counted, but was there an expectation for you guys to win it in the locker room, or was it more of a circumstance where you guys just kind of gelled later in the season and realized, okay, we got a chance to do something special?
I got this one, Travis.
Okay, you got one. So go ahead.
I got this one. I got this one here. So there's and when we say the foundation, there's a lot more to it than just the 91 state championship. We were national. We went to what I think we played in the Barnett Bank Classic, Greg and Travis, which is one of the top tournaments in the country. We played in another one in Mobile, Alabama, in which each one of these tournaments produced players that was at what we call Oak Hill Academy, which is like the #1 basketball school in the nation at that time. But we competed against what we call dogs. So when we say we didn't win, because we didn't play any local tournaments, we played all national tournaments. We didn't do anything around Alexandria, I don't think, tournament wise. Maybe the McDonald's tournament at LC, maybe, but I think that's the only tournament we ever participated in on that level. So it was a little bit different. So when we went national, because Coach Smith was starting to open the door for all the ball players. So on that level, we always had college coaches in the gym after we went to those tournaments, and Greg and them probably had them before I got there, but I just noticed I was able to practice or play in front of probably every coach that had a collegiate team in the country at that time. And I think the other guys can vouch for that as well. But it wasn't nothing for us to see the Georgetown, Temple, Arkansas. I mean, you come to practice and they sitting in there. So, ours was a little different. Like I said, that's why we didn't win any tournaments that year, because we played in nothing but major tournaments.
So in addition to that, Greg can attest to this. Was before Thurman got there. We went 27-7 the year before that, and we lost to a cross river rival, Pineville. We played Pineville 4 times that year, I think it was, or 3 times that year.
3 times.
They beat us 3 times. We beat them once. We only beat them at one. We beat them at home. So coming into that next season, we knew what we had. We had a lot of people returning, and the hunger was there. The locker room was gelled. We all had a mission. We knew that we were going to be ranked #1 in the state in 4A or 3A at that time, and at that point we knew we were something special, and we carried out the business.
Yeah, well, they say you can't build a house without a foundation. So that Peabody Foundation, that Peabody house over there wouldn't be what it is without you guys. When you talking about playing against Oak Hill and them, that's when you talking about Grant Hill.
Yes.
And them type of players.
Touche McGinnis.
Yeah, during that time frame. So yeah, you talking about the elite of the elite. So that's wonderful experience for you guys to be the ones that kind of got it started for Coach Smith to become that Hall of Fame coach that he is. But one of the things I want to ask you guys, I know Coach Smith is a math teacher, so I can only imagine how the detail and stuff like that it takes for math transition over to the basketball court.
Man,
you're not even ready for that. You're not even ready for that question. You're not even ready for that answer.
Yeah, I'm a little bit on that. I consider
somebody tell
myself
me what that's like.
I consider myself a math guy, and I had Coach Smith for advanced math, all the advanced maths that I could take at Peabody. I'm an engineer now, so I knew a little bit about math. But to see Coach Smith transition from the classroom to the playing field to the ball field, to the court, it was, it's a thing. It was a different, for me being in this class, he pushed me because I played ball, but he saw something in me as well. He knew that I had the math skill set, and knowing Coach Smith the way I did on the court and getting to know him in the classroom as well, and how smart he was. A lot of people don't talk about his, he's a genius when it comes to math. Nobody talks about that. They talk about his execution on the basketball court, but that needs to be stated as well, that Coach Smith is a genius when it comes to math. I really appreciate what I learned from him, and it carried me on throughout my career, and it still carries me on.
Yeah, when I first met Coach Smith, when I first got introduced to Peabody basketball, really, and I most when you think about the basketball coach, you say, "Oh, he a PE teacher," But when they say, "Oh, he a math teacher," I said, "Oh yeah, that's why they win." I say, "Their attention to
he sees things
detail."
differently.
Yeah, their attention to detail is second to none. Because I remember math problems, 4 problems, and you
Whole class.
it take the whole day to do the 4 problems.
Yeah.
And you make a C because you missed a step. The answer right, but you missed a step. So you get.
Can I add something to that? What, just to kind of piggyback off of Travis, and remember we talking about him being a math teacher. All of us had him for math, and when I tell you that he didn't give me nothing or give us nothing, you got nothing. You had to earn it, or you was gonna be in a bind. But there's people see the math and they see the basketball, but there's another side that never gets talked about, and I think me and Greg experienced that side, and Big E, probably, and maybe Travis a little bit, but more than a lot of the guys. Greg and we didn't have a father figure, a permanent father figure in front of us every day. So Coach Smith was a role model, and we looked up to him. We saw him as the role model and the male figure in our lives, and he had a lot of demands for us. I remember being in situations to where I didn't know what to do and couldn't do nothing, and it was always Coach Smith, and I mean he took care of all his ball players. So there's another side to that, all of this stuff. There's a nurturing. There's the having to give all these ball players rides home, having to feed them after school. I mean, there's a lot to it. And his wife sacrificed a lot, as well as his entire family, because man, he spent after practice, he was still spend about 2 hours taking kids home. So that's the other side that people don't get to see and don't ever get to talk about. When I tell you this gentleman was an animal, I think Eggins and probably Michael and them was the last ones to get that side of him, because I see him kind of backing up a little bit now versus when I was out there, man, he might throw you down, man. I know. Let me rephrase that. I don't tell what he might not do. And everybody on here that played, they know I'm telling the truth. They know it. It was rough.
You didn't challenge him. He's a solid man.
One of the amazing things that I saw when the guys were getting ready to leave out this year to go down to Lake Charles and play, and Jack called me, and Jack sent me a picture of Coach Smith sitting there driving the bus.
Oh yeah.
I said, here. I thought to myself, I said, here this living legend is. I'm quite sure he got anybody he could ask there to drive for him. But I'm the coach. This is my team, so I'm a driver down here, and I'm gonna be coaching the whole way down there too while I'm driving. So that was just something funny to see, And what you said, a lot of the kids, like you said, some of you guys were missing that fatherhood figure. I grew up without a father, so I know exactly what it was like to have somebody like a coach In my case, the gym director that, when you had issues, he was there to help you solve them. That's the part of being a coach that get overlooked a lot. When to be a coach, I always tell my wife, I got a 14-year-old son that play AAU, and I said, just cause you played at a high level, don't mean you can coach at a low level. So you may have played, we got coaches that have played pro ball overseas, but they don't know how to get the best out of 13, 14-year-old little boys because they don't know how to make that connection. And, one thing I hear from everybody that played for Coach Smith, on even the teams that didn't win, which wasn't a lot of them once y'all did start winning, but just how close y'all are to him and the way that y'all look up to him. Because, you'll hear kids now say they hated their high school coach, because how strict he was on them. And, so for to hear you guys, and still talk about the level of respect you have for him outside of the basketball aspect, that's one of the things we need more of in our community from the people that's, in those positions like Coach Smith, teachers, police officers, whatever it may be, just to keep our youth inspired. So we've done a good job with that with you guys. Like you said, some of you guys are engineers. I know a lot of you guys are. Some of you played basketball professionally, went on to college. So he just didn't. It wasn't just about him winning. It's about you guys being successful, and that's important. That's another missing part about it. But for you guys, I know for me, it's a bragging point now that I got a Hall of Fame. I can give a phone call and ask him a question about basketball. So I tell my sons that I say, yeah, I know a Hall of Famer. I say, how many Hall of Fame friends y'all got? So, but for you guys, what does it mean to you guys to know that you contributed to someone reaching the pinnacle of their, I guess, I don't want to say professional career because he's not a professional, but something that he loved so much for to reach that pinnacle, and for you guys to know you were part of that. What does it mean to you guys to know that you contributed to someone making it to the Hall of Fame?
As a player, as a past player for him, but I never really paid any of it any attention. Honestly, because I'm so close to him and we deal with him all the time. Most of us talk to him on a daily basis. So something new, like we knew this was coming, just because we talked to him. So, we've we embrace that. But I embrace him more as a man than I do as a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Right,
So and people don't understand that, but it's a difference. But that's my guy, I must admit. And he's had a great impact. He has a great run. I don't think the run is over, but it means a lot. It means a lot, and it does give you bragging rights. But the good thing about most of us that played, we don't have to brag because people already know.
Yeah.
The fan base doesn't change much. Just new kids. That's it.
And
We still have the same old people that was in the gym.
Piggyback off of what Thurman said, I live in Houston, and I can say the name Peabody Warhorses, and eyebrows will raise up because Peabody comes to Houston and they kind of like run the AAU circuit. They come here and just beat everybody. So their name is legendary in the Houston area. In addition to that, I met a young man. Well, not a young. I met an older gentleman that I ride cycles with, and him and Coach Smith went to college together at Paul Quinn, and they stay in contact with Coach Smith, and he always talked about Coach Smith's temperament when he was in college, when he played baseball, and it echoed to me because I still see that same person. He's not that person who went out there to looking for these accolades. They just came upon him because he's a great man. Winning helped it, but just being the person that he is to all of us, is well deserved. It's very deserved, in my opinion, for someone like Coach Smith to receive this honor. I haven't done any research on this, but I don't think there's many high school basketball coaches that have received this honor. And I think he's the perfect candidate for this and the perfect man for this to carry that torch.
I will say, I know it's under 20, maybe under 15 high school coaches in the Naismith Hall of Fame. I mean, when you think about that number, it's less than 100 coaches of all levels in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So when you think about a high school coach being in the Hall of Fame, I mean, that's something that's, it's gonna be hard for somebody in the state of Louisiana, especially, to duplicate that. Because, like you said, it's like when LeBron broke Kareem's scoring record. I mean, when he broke the scoring record, now he just padding them stats.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Smith look like he got another 5 to 10 years in him, at least, to pad them stats. I know when I talked to him, he was already in my state. He said he gonna let him relax for 2 weeks. But so I think them 2 weeks over. So he probably already getting ready for next season right now. So that just shows you the kind of special individual he is. That preparedness to teach the kids that, proper preparation make you perform the correct way. So, but yeah, you guys, like I said, man, the purpose of this was to come on, let you guys kind of congratulate Coach Smith. I know he's sitting out there in Arizona right now, waiting for that next game, which is gonna be pretty big one. I expect UConn to pull it out, but you never know. Might be upset time, So, but is there anything you guys want to add to that? Anything you want to say, encouragement wise?
I just want to. One thing I would add is to the residents of Alexandria, parish of Rapides. I don't think it's set in with them yet that how big of a accomplishment this is. Some people, like the kids, I had a couple of kids. I run a youth league here in Alexandria, and a couple of kids, was kind of mentioning it today. But I don't think they really truly understand the Naismith Hall of Fame. This is not, the Louisiana Hall of Fame or Rapides Parish Hall of Fame. This is the pinnacle of basketball we're talking about. So, I don't think it's set in with some of the residents of Alexandria, just how significant this is. Peabody basketball has already put Alexandria on the map, and I think this right here is just in addition to that, to kind of, let people know that there's more to Alexandria than what's going on right now. Somebody like Charles Smith, Coach Smith, and reach the heights that he reached. I just don't think those people.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. It's one of those things where you go to these cities and they highlight. Like, I'm originally from Macon, Georgia, home of Otis Redding, James Brown, the Allman Brothers. You go to those cities and you see statues, you see celebrations of people that's significant. And I definitely feel with him being a Hall of Famer, we know that he should have a school.
Yeah.
We know the school gonna put up a statue, but it really needs to be, like you said, on top of the individual that he is, the person that he is. It need to be something that the parish and the city of Alexandria recognize in whatever special method they can, because you have people that go on tours to visit the hometowns of Hall of Famers. So stuff like that, like you said, hey, Alexandria's got a Naismith Hall of Famer. This is not like I was telling my son. My son said, "Oh, he going into the NBA Hall of Fame." I said, "No,
This
this
is
ain't
it.
the NBA." I said, "This ain't the NBA Hall of Fame." I said, "This the Hall of Fame." I said, Michael Jordan might can say he got 6 championships, NBA championships, but he can't say that he in a different Hall of Fame than Coach Smith is. So you know, so for you to have somebody from your community that has gained that honor and then has impacted so many lives and has created so much success from his players, we definitely need to make sure that he's recognized properly, not only by the school but by the city and also by the parish. So that definitely needs to be a big push. Uh, but Jack, you got anything else for these guys? I know we about to. I know they
Yeah,
all basketball fans, so
yeah. The one
ready
thing
to
I would
watch
like
that
to
second game.
Yeah. Damon, the one thing that I want to echo what these young brothers said here is I had the opportunity to be a student under Coach Bowman and Coach Smith at Peabody High School. And I can tell you, back in the 83, 84 time frame, the discipline was there. As a teacher at Peabody and teaching physics and computer science right there alongside Coach Smith, the demands that he put on the student. And Thurman, you guys know it. He was taking you to the computer labs to study for the ACT and all of that
Right.
kind of good stuff. So he was taking, and the other cool thing about it was the basketball team, the discipline. You couldn't even explain the discipline that came with the basketball team over at Peabody, and it was the same back with Coach Bowman and Coach Smith. It's the same thing I saw the other day when I saw Coach Smith go get the keys to the bus and get on the bus. The young men got on the bus and went straight to their little seats, and they did their thing. And it's never changed. And so I can definitely see why where these young men are coming from when they talk about the discipline and all of that kind of good stuff. The push that Coach Smith did it, because he did it in the classroom. You weren't getting out of any of his classroom. He wasn't going to give you anything. You were going to earn every single thing that it was. And so I can only imagine, what it was like to be in that gym when they were practicing and what have you. I would assume the same mentality was going on there. But there again, guys, we definitely want to thank y'all for coming on and sharing y'all experiences there over at Peabody and all of that kind of good stuff. And we certainly going to be following the Naismith and all the way up to Massachusetts and all of that kind of good stuff. So we're definitely going to be following him. And if y'all ever have anything that y'all want to say about anything, y'all definitely let us know. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and share something else with y'all. This is a first for us. Y'all on the first Sinlaw Goat show. This is the first post that's on that page. The Sinlaw Goat is our sports angle coming from Urban Cats involved in it all.com. And I want to thank y'all for being a part of that first post.
All right. Thank you for having us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you
Yes,
for having
sir.
us. Yes, absolutely.
Well,
Anytime.
thank you.
All right.
Yes,
Well,
sir. We thank you guys, and like I said, keep putting on, showing off for Alexandria. Alexandria's, my hometown, so I left there as a young kid, came back a few times, but I consider myself a Louisiana wherever I am. So you guys, wherever you are, just keep doing your thing, and we appreciate it. And everybody else that's out there watching, welcome to Sinlaw Goat.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
Good stuff.
Thank you, fellas.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All
Take
right.
care.
Y'all